Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 91 of Europa Universalis IV as France. First of all, a couple of things. I'm experimenting with a slightly different microphone setup, so I'm using the same mic, but I've now got it on a desk stand as opposed to a floor stand, so it doesn't quite get in my way. Previously, in the last couple of years when I've been recording, I've had to have my microphone on a floor stand essentially sat between my knees, so it does tend to get in the way. It isn't one of those Blue Yeti mics or anything like that where you can sit it on a desk 3 feet away from you and it still works. It's actually a professional quality studio mic that usually requires it to be about 6 inches from your nose for a good pickup. So I've now got it on a table arm. It's a little bit further away and not directly in front of me because, you know, I need to be able to see the screen. I may sound a little bit different. It might take some experimentation to get the distance and the angle right and some messing around with Adobe Audition afterwards just to get the levels right. So let me know, guys, in the comments if it sounds okay or if it sounds a little bit too distant, too hollow, and I'll see if I can sort it out, but it may take a few videos to do that. Secondly, there is a fan on in the background as well because the British summer has officially started, so we've got 2 or 3 very hot, sticky, uncomfortable days before the autumn starts. So what are we going to do now for the rest of this series? Because, as I said, the new expansion is coming out very soon. I'm currently recording this on the... what is the date today? The 4th of June. The expansion comes out on the 9th of June. So I've got about 5 days to try and get as much content for this series recorded as possible. Because the more and more I read about what changes are going to take place, the less convinced I am that the game is going to be compatible with this current save. I mean, one of the things that they're changing is how buildings work. Instead of having individual buildings for provinces, you're going to have like sort of more in terms of national buildings and stuff like that. So I think even if the game does load, it's probably going to break a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try and do as much of this game as possible. Now, we can already say that we've won. In terms of score, we are first. The only person that is anywhere near us in terms of score is Denmark. No, this is wrong. Score. Didn't think that was right. Yeah, the only person that's anywhere near us in score is Castile, and they're not even gaining on us, so I'm not worried that they will catch up. So we can already say that we've won the game. I did initially say that one of the things that I wanted to do was try and wipe out the HRE. I certainly don't think that's going to be possible. We've only got about 80 years left of game time, and Austria is still massive. Austria's not normally this big. Austria normally ends... where are we? Yeah, Austria normally ends sort of around this area here, this line. But they've sort of expanded into Commonwealth territory and they've took a lot of what used to be Hungary and stuff like that. So Austria's actually quite large. And Brandenburg's a pain as well. Now, we may actually have time to take stuff, but what you've got to remember is we can only take so much land at any one time because of... not aggressive expansion, I'm not bothered about that. When you consider that some of these countries have so much aggressive expansion, we're never going to get rid of it. 260 aggressive expansion with Austria and so forth. So I'm not bothered about aggressive expansion, but of course we have to be careful with overextension. We don't want to go... you know, we don't want to end up being too overextended. And obviously we have a limited amount of admin points that we can spend. So I'm going to change my goals slightly for the series and say what I want to try and do is completely wipe out Great Britain, or at least wipe them off from the British Isles. I'm not necessarily going to get rid of all of their overseas stuff, though it would be nice if we could. And I also might see if I can start taking some chunks out of Italy as well. So let's go ahead and unpause the game. We're running at speed 4. We're getting a lot of people who are coalitioning us, and that's usually because we've just loaded the game in, and that tends to be what happens. So I built a lot more ships. It's been a while since I've played, just trying to remember what I'm doing. I suppose I was fixing up trade fleets. So we need 5 lights. Let's go ahead and just send some of our lights into Co. And then we can... send these guys to join up with the Bordeaux trade fleet. So these guys can all group up and you are going to go to Bordeaux. A lot of trade nodes that we can work now. Now we've got 8 ships missing from Genoa. So if we hold down control, we can select all of the naval fleets. What have we got in here still? That is a light, so you can move over here. Wow, gain 15 unrest in Barcelona. That is not too good, is it? We do have units there, though, so I'm not too bothered about that. 5, and I said we wanted 8, so that's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Not sure why I have an extra one. Obviously, I miscounted something somewhere. Let's just unpause it and let everyone get where they are supposed to be. Looks like we lost another general. Let's just group those guys up. You guys are going to go to the Genoa trade node. So off you guys go. So we can either give French Louisiana a 25% liberty desire. What are they up to at the moment? French Mexico, French Louisiana currently only has an 18% liberty desire. Even Nouvelle Flanders only at 45%. Or we can have the Shoshone. Oh, we'll just piss the Shoshone off. I'm not bothered about them. We'll probably go to... The Shoshone, I think, is the single largest, biggest power that's still over here that isn't from Europe. It's the largest, biggest native power that's still over here. I might still want to encourage my colonial provinces over here to go to war. There's a lot of stuff going on over here. Is this... Oh, it's rebels. I was going to say a French Mexico. My guys attacking each other, but no, they're just unsieging rebel stuff. So it would be nice if we could grab some of this stuff, like from the Shoshone and that. But I'm not too bothered about it. That is going to be a low priority. It would be nice to get as much stuff out there as we can. So let's carry on just dealing with these ships and getting them sorted out. So I've got like one extra light here. I do want to build up these. What's our naval force limit now? It's probably even higher than it was before because we have taken a few more naval coastal provinces. Let's go ahead and grab another. Do we want to go? Yeah, let's just grab 20 at a time. We'll grab 20 lights. And I'm just going to go ahead and untick one of them, actually, just because we've already got an extra one there. And should have clicked on Normandy, really, but never mind. We'll get those. It won't take too long. We've got plenty of money. We've got 12k in the bank. We've got 477k manpower. We're at positive stability, so all is good. What we should probably do is actually consider, at this point, going straight into another war. So I'm just going to slow things down a little bit while I sort this out. And I'm assuming... Right, let's just have a very quick look at the mission, first of all. So we're still getting these get presence in India and establish France in the Spice Islands. Not really bothered about that. We can definitely improve the defences in Cape Coast for the army tradition, because our army tradition isn't maxed. So let's just go down to Cape Coast, which is here. And we are going to build ourselves a star fort. So that will give us 5 more army tradition. In the meantime, let's go ahead and unmothball these ships, because we need them to be able to go and transport some troops across. Now then, what's going on with Great Britain? We don't have any free diplomats to send for a start, so there's an instant issue there. What are you guys doing? You can still improve by more, you can improve by more. You can't do anything else with Brandenburg, so you can come home. So the question is, do we have a truce with Great Britain? I don't think we do. No, we do not. And do we have a CB against you? You're currently in a war with Russia, which is quite nice. Come on, diplomat, why aren't you home yet? There we go. Okay, so yes, we do actually have... Well, we have the Imperialism CB. Try and grab their capital, which we can do. 75% aggressive expansion, 100% prestige, 75% diplomatic power. Yeah, so we could try and grab their capital. We could try and go for that. The Aztecs would come in on their side. Boo-hoo. We can get Portugal in on our side. Nobody else will come in. I'm actually fine with that. I don't know how... Right, Britain do have a 40 stack up there because they're trying to unsiege these pretender rebels. So what I'm going to do is I definitely need to get some units across. Now, do we have a military leader that we could grab? Because we do have some good ones. We can get another one as well. So let's go... Actually, let's grab one over here on this stat that we already have here. So let's get another military leader. He's not bad, is he? Look at that. He's a 563. Not one of the best ones, but he's still a good one nonetheless. So we're also going to grab... you can come over here with our 3-star general. Let's get you over to Normandy, and we'll swap you with these guys. So we need to get some men over there. You can go as well, just so we've got an extra group. So we've got 20 guys. We could just build another stack of 20 over here. How many provinces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not quite as many as we need. But we should be able to take some pretty good chunks out of England. We just need to do this quick before they actually get any ideas about allying with somebody that we don't want to deal with. So we're not too worried about that. Those guys should be there in a couple of days, and then we'll drop them over at Wessex. You're still not there yet? 12th of August. There we go, you have arrived. So get on the ships. Ships, go and drop them off in Wessex. And then we'll take these guys. Then we'll have 60 men, and that should be more than enough to deal with Great Britain. Especially as they're still marching around here trying to fight the... well, they have now taken out the rebels, so don't need to worry too much about that. So these guys should be getting dropped off, and indeed they have. You guys get back to Normandy. We're going to pick up another 20. We'll have almost 2-to-1 numbers against Great Britain here. Is that Great Britain's entire army, is the question. Let's have a look. Military... let's have a look at the navies as well, because I don't know if Great Britain have got a lot of ships floating around. Great Britain have NAFL. They've got 3 heavies and 4 lights, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's have a look at their army. Great Britain has a grand total of 36k men, which are all standing there. So that is their entire army, basically. So we should be able to wipe them out. We're going to try and go for the Imperialism CB. If we can't full annex them, which I doubt we can, we're also going to try and release Scotland. Because if we can release Scotland, then that will take away pretty much half of their provinces in one go. And I think that I'm actually below on my... Oh, I am at 8 of 8, but we can go over. It doesn't matter. And we could try and diplo-vassalize Scotland, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work. Got a few people here that we could potentially try and vassalize in the future. Okay, I'm going to group those guys together there. If all these ship pop-ups go away. You're going to group those guys together there because they don't actually have a leader with them. And all of these ships are just going to give me pop-up after pop-up after pop-up now. You should be over there with them as well. But we'll sort all that out later on. Are all these trade fleets actually merging up with each other? Yeah, kind of. What are you doing? These ones never seem to work for some reason. There's 20 ships floating around here. You are... English Channel. Why aren't you meeting up with this one? Right, your English Channel, get down to Co. Your English Channel, get down to Co. Okay, let's see if it works if we do it this way. So, we've got our men over here now. Let's go ahead and declare war. The Aztecs would come in, but we're not bothered about them at all. So, we've got our CB. Declare war. Okay. So, let's just march straight in and start by taking their capital. Well, it looks like their navy is actually bumped into my navy, so that should be easy enough to deal with. They're probably going to lose all of those ships, and in fact they have. We actually gained a ship there. We've gained a light. So that is quite nice. So what I'm just going to do with these guys, I'm just going to detach a few sieges and siege these areas down here. There's no reason... I can just leave this big stack here. That should be enough to stop their army. They could, of course, come over here and start attacking my... sort of Irish provinces, but I'm not too bothered about that. I don't think there's really going to be a problem there. So you guys have all merged up. Let's group you together. We are going to split off that extra one. We're going to split off that extra one frigate. We're all on great frigates now. Heavy frigates, great frigates. Wow. Looks like we've got some upgrades to do. So let this unit move you to Normandy. So, yeah, we could do like a mass upgrade here. And then you guys are going to go back to protecting trade in the English Channel. There we go. We'll have to start calling some of our other guys home and dealing with them. So they all should be great frigates. What about here? Anything we can upgrade? No. Okay. So, everything over there should be going fairly well. Good stuff. We'll speed things up in a moment, just as I make sure that there's nothing there that's going to bother us anymore. Let's recall our diplomat there. You can do no more. So what are we up to? You were down at Pisa, weren't you? So that is Tuscany, 176. They are our vassal. How long have they been our vassal for? Because I can't remember. Been a vassal since 36, so we can't vassalize them. We can't annex them yet anyway, so no need to worry about that right now. I assume all of these then are automatically going to be great frigates, yeah. So we are going to need to upgrade some of our ships. Do we not have any more ships on the build here? Colonies building ships. Yeah, we are still building some more ships. I'm actually going to go ahead and cancel one of those, actually. Which one's not as complete? That one. Let's get rid of that one. And that will give us just the right number of ships to make 20. We can add it to that group over there. So that's all good. Hopefully, because we're at war with Great Britain, I'm hoping that my guys over here are going to come over and do some stuff. Let's go and increase the speed a little bit. So it looks like Nouvelle Flandre are marching some troops over there. Oh, of course, they've got the Aztecs, of course. I forgot that the Aztecs could be a colonial problem. I don't think it's going to be a major issue. I think French Mexico and French Louisiana have got enough troops down here to deal with the Aztecs. I think the main problem is it's because French Mexico are too busy unsieging all of their Patriot stuff. Aztecs are only level 22 military compared to level 26 over here, yeah. So I don't think the Aztecs are going to be a huge problem. Should have co-belligerized them, really. We might have been able to have taken some extra stuff from them. And, you know, we'll see what's going to happen. I don't feel the need to move any additional troops over into Great Britain. I think we've got more than enough people over here to deal with stuff. We're probably taking absolutely massive attrition here with the huge numbers of units. But, well, we've got quantity ideas, so we don't really need to worry about that. Just waiting on 2 more ships over here. Why won't you group up? There we go. So if you go and group up with those guys, and then you can all group together, and that should be those guys done. So we are going to need to call in some more of our trade fleets. Let's call in the Lubeck trade fleet. We can upgrade them. So Lubeck, come down to Normandy. Wow, we actually lost a fight. Where did those guys come from? Wow, they snuck up on me. Take back everything I said. We're so close to sieging that province, I really don't want to break that siege. Actually, we've just done it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on forced march, and I'm just going to go and attempt to flatten these guys now. We've got a colony that has become self-sustaining. It's going to be difficult to try and catch these guys, but we're going to give it a go. We have caught them. We did take a penalty. There we go. I think they actually completely stack wiped us. Either that or we moved down here, but I think it was a stack wipe. I'm going to chase these guys down and attempt to stack wipe them. And then we're going to just try and siege as much stuff out as possible. Still didn't quite get the stack wipe, but we'll continue to chase. Yeah, they haven't gone very far. Of course, I've got forced march on, so I'm not recovering morale very quickly either. And another autosave. Won the Siege of Norfolk. We've improved the defences and got that army tradition. Let's move these guys up to Lincoln. Still haven't managed to wipe them out. I'm going to turn the forced march off at this point, because we're not recovering any morale, but we are still going to go and try and chase them down to wherever they go. Let's just have a look at a few things that we've got going on over here. We've lost our military advisor. Reinforced speed would be very nice, and we can definitely afford you, so let's go ahead and grab you. We can convert Barcelona and Alicante. Let's go ahead and do those. Now, we have another colony that's become self-sustaining, but I didn't really pay attention to it, so I didn't see which one it was. It's not this one, and it's not this one. Where was our other colony? Was it this one? Yes, it's this one. So what's this one here? You're still just part of France, aren't you? This is a different colonial region with the look of things. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll actually start heading up this way, and then we'll have some more touching borders with the natives. Now let's have a quick look and see where's this rebel uprising. Catalonian nationalists, mainly because of that unrest in Barcelona. Not too bothered about that. New mission: achieve religious unity. Well, we're already working on that, so let's carry on. And let us see if we can continue to chase these guys down. So they did get a reinforced tick there. And that should be a stack wipe, and indeed it is. These guys might as well just stay up there and siege that out. There will be the odd 1 or 2 units that pop up. So that is that's a double stack there. That's 40 men. And then down here we are short of 5 men. But we'll sort that out at some point. In fact, I think you guys might just start coming around and just suppressing all of these little groups that pop up. You've arrived. So get your upgrade, and then after that, you can go back to patrolling Lubeck. It's probably a little bit pointless spending this much money this late on in the game to try and increase the level of my ships, but you never know when you're going to need them for a sudden naval battle. Looks like we've got another colony that's just become self-sustaining, which is this one over here. That's fantastic. This is no man's land. It's wasteland. We can't go over here. So, yeah, also looks like French Canada are actually starting to take bits of Newfoundland. So you can come over here and we'll start grabbing some of this land. And the big blue blob grows ever larger. So there's a few little small stacks of British troops moving around. I'm not too bothered about that. We've won the siege in Derby, which is good. So you guys can go up to Cumbria. And we're just flattening these little stacks all over the place at the moment. These guys just have absolutely no chance. And we're going to take as much from them as we possibly can. All they're doing at the moment is wasting manpower. So we could probably completely carpet siege them at this point. And in fact, it's what I am going to do. The other colonies become self-sustaining. We'll sort that out very, very shortly. I am going to detach a fair few units here. Main reason for doing that is so that we can just start sieging every province. And that will stop the AI from being able to produce more men. Right, these guys think they're going to come and attack me in the Highlands. More than happy if they want to try doing that. Yep, they've actually changed their mind. Well, I can go and attack those. So we can gain 10 legitimacy, which we don't need. So let's do that. We will lose an advisor, which is going to be our Diplo advisor. So, well, let's grab the... Oh, so female one this time. Let's go and grab the trade efficiency one then. So we're going to win a little battle there. So let's detach a siege and go and grab these guys. Looks like we can grab a tech as well. Still a few guys sort of wandering around over here, but we'll be able to deal with them soon enough. But we've got to get them sieged out quickly. Looks like my mouse has decided that it doesn't any longer need to go left and right, which it does that from time to time. It's really weird. I actually really liked this mouse when I first got it. It was a, well, it was, and it still is. Peace offer already from Great Britain. It is a Mad Catz Rat 7. Is it the Rat 7? Yeah, the Rat 7. The Rat 9 is the wireless version. Oh, these guys have gone on me here, although they're going to lose, I think. No, they might actually win that. You guys aren't very progressed, so you try and dive in there if you can. Yeah, they've just stuck a big reinforced stack in there, and we actually lost that battle, but I don't mind losing a few men here and there. We will get them ultimately. It would be really nice if you actually went in there and, you know, killed all these guys, maybe. Austria's entered into a military coalition against us, which is fine. So we've lost a few more men, but we will rebuild. Doesn't take us very, very long at all. You guys go up here, and I think that's the last province that Britain have. They've got nowhere else to go after this. So it shouldn't take too long to get a 100% war score against them. Now then, technology. We can get our next admin tech. We're still ahead of time. We're going to need some points for coring, so let's not go and do that. We could go ahead and grab our next military idea. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea, because we are ahead of time still. And the next military idea would give us a land maintenance modifier of minus 10%. So it doesn't cost us quite as much money. So that'll be nice. So we'll go ahead and take that. And that's probably a really good place to end the video. So when we come back next time, we'll be continuing the war against Great Britain. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4. And I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.